Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. There is breaking news in Frisco at the same home where a mother was charged with murder for her son's death earlier this year. Frisco police tell us they were called out to investigate a report of 2 bodies at that home. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joins us now. Sean, you've talked to that Frisco family many times during the previous investigation. What are we learning? And
Clarice, of course, we're talking about Samit and Pallavi Dewan. The Dewan case, as you know, has grabbed not only headlines here, but really international headlines. This family, originally from India, here in North Texas, and in late January, son Arnav was found dead in the home. It was early February when Pallavi Dewan was charged by Frisco police with his murder. And from about the 4th of February until now, it has been this ongoing investigation. The case has not yet gone to a grand jury. No packet has been presented to the Collin County DA to take to a grand jury to decide if Pallavi Dewan would have to stand trial for the murder of her son. All along the way, the family has contended that the boy died from his medical problems, and that was a point of contention in this case. Let me tell you what we know. About 3:30 this afternoon, Frisco police got a call about this address in Frisco, the Dewan house. Officers then moved out to that house. Sources tell us inside, confirmed dead now, 1 man, 1 woman, adults. We do not know at this time the cause of that death, certainly whether it was gunshot wounds or something else. What we can tell you is that at this moment, as you see Sky 4 now live over that house, and you can see police officers, some in uniform there at the back of that house, and you see the cars and vehicles out front. We can tell you that police responded today. Again, that call came in about 3:30. Let me tell you, Clarice, along the way, Pallavi Dewan has maintained her innocence and has shed tears. In an exclusive interview with me, she talked about what happened the night that her son died, and that she tried to preserve his body for husband Samit to return from a business trip, and she did so by placing him, after bathing him and putting clothes on, and placing him in the bathtub and packaging his body in ice to try and preserve him until the husband came home. They have had setback after setback along the way. You'll recall for months, Clarice, they fought with Frisco police over whether to get their SUV, their Lexus SUV back. And they wanted the hardware from that computer system placed back in the vehicle. They wanted it to be drivable again. That took months for them to get it back, only receiving the vehicle back after the judge who had been overseeing some of the hearings here ruled it had to be returned by the end of May.
Sean, the family for the Dewan family, the attorney for the Dewan family, David Finn, has been very vocal, and you've done lots of interviews with him talking about he wanted justice. Have you talked to him about this development?
I have. Within the last 9 minutes, I spoke with him. He was unaware, obviously, of these events. He told me that he spoke with both Samit and Pallavi within the last 48 hours. He said this. He called this tragic. Said he was heartbroken, his voice cracking as I shared with him what we were learning here in the Fox 4 newsroom. He could not imagine. He told me, he said, Sean, they were simply overwhelmed at this process that they had been going through. Clarice, you'll recall not long ago, they wanted permission to receive Pallavi Dewan's passport, that they might be able to travel back to India for final funeral rites for their son.
Yes.
That was denied, and this is a ritual that takes place in their Hindu religion back in India only once a year. Happens in early September, and that was denied. And Pallavi Dewan was very depressed and sad after that was denied, because that means, for them it means, and in their beliefs, that their son will not be able to rest at peace. His spirit will not rest until they're able to carry out these rituals at 8 different locations in India. So she had fallen into deep depression behind that. they've been trying to grieve the death of their son. They say he died of natural causes or of his many illnesses, and yet this cloud of a murder investigation hanging over them. We spoke just a couple of weeks ago. In fact, we did a story with Deputy Chief David Shilson of the Frisco Police Department, who said we fully intend to present a case. And as far as we're concerned, any problems that Pallavi and Sumit Dewan are having right now, of course, those are secondary to our main concern, which is to investigate the death of the boy, Arnav, the 10-year-old, who died in that home. And so those were the complex issues at play mentally and emotionally and physically on this family since February, when she was arrested. The wife was arrested early February for the murder of her son. And it looks as though it's come to a tragic end for the whole family today.
Sean, do we have additional information about that phone call? What was said? Was it a man or woman? Do we know what brought police to that house today?
Other than the call, police would not or could not tell me if it was a call for a welfare concern because they hadn't been seen in a couple of days. They would not say if it was a call from a neighbor who perhaps had heard something. All they told me was a call came in at 3:30. I'm talking to an officer there. He says, it came in over my radio and I was in a meeting and I jumped up and we started moving. So that's what we know at this time. More will come soon. Calvert Collins is on her way right now, Clarice, to that Frisco address, and she'll have more for us soon.
All right, you've given us comprehensive information, Sean. Thank you very much. We're going to continue to follow this story during this newscast. New developments we'll bring them to you on Fox 4 and more coming up on Fox 4 News at 5:30. Sean, thank you.